Hey guys, Ryan from Recovery Tattoo. I'm just gonna make. I'm not sure how long this one's gonna be. I do got a little story, but I also want to give an update on the machine because I've been running it for several hours, and done several needle groupings. I'm loving it. I quickly threw some wrap on it because normally, I mean, you have to wrap and clean your machine and have it that way all the time anyways. So even when you're doing practice skin, you might as well do it the same way you would as if you're going to do it on human skin. So that way you never learn any bad habits, right? Anyways, machine's running fucking awesome. Couldn't be happier with it. I can't wait to see how it runs with the stainless steel bar. That'll be cool. But for right now, this thing's pushing everything. It's pushing a 9-round shader, no problem. No problem. And I'm about to put in a T-Tech standard 11-round liner. But if it pushed the 9 shader like butter, I don't see this being an issue. It did these lines here on the Zippo, the outline that I have done. As you can see, that's pretty saturated and solid. That's the difference between liners and shaders. Round shaders have a really bold line, and you gotta know how to. You gotta run a little slower, and have the machine running a little faster. Otherwise, it's gonna be all scratchy and weird looking. You gotta leave it in there long enough to put enough ink in. All right. So this story is the first time I ran up a drug debt too high in prison. I wasn't able to pay it. Hold on one second. I'm gonna pause because this is too loud. Something's up. All right, guys, I'm back. So I don't know what's up. I think it's the cartridges. I need a longer armature bar because some of these brands are different. Some of them give me a bunch of needle hang. Some of them don't even come out. It's weird. So anyways, that was the problem with that 11-round liner. It wasn't coming out long enough, and I was having an issue. So I grabbed a 14-round liner by T-Tech, and I was able to get enough of it out, and it's loud. It's loud as shit. So yeah, I'm only gonna run that for a second because I don't want to listen to that. I have a Mass Pro 2 13-round liner right here next to us that I think is probably gonna work out better. As a matter of fact, why should I? Well, I want to see how it's gonna push the 14-round liner. That's why. It's just not optimal for. I'm trying to tell a story. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to tell a quick story. There was a point in my prison bid, and we're talking over a decade ago, long time ago. I ended up on a block where it was mostly GDs, gangster disciples, and the whole block was actually a gang block. There was just a lot of GDs. There was a lot of Nietas, which is like the Hispanics, and whatever. So anyway, I'm the kind of guy who gets cool with everybody, right? I'm cool with everybody. And I'm down for mine at the end of the day too. So by the time I'm telling this story, I've already shown my heart had things happen to me. I've made whatever name I'm gonna make for myself made at this time, whatever. So I'm established at this point. I was on this block for multiple years, but I was still a drug addict. I was still addicted to drugs, and drugs in prison. I mean, the, you can't, they cost so much fucking money for the smallest amount. Something that you would wipe off your lap, people are paying hundreds of dollars for. All right, yeah, this thing's pushing the 14 round liner nice and clean. The line's coming out really, really good. I just don't want to listen. I really don't want to listen to that anymore. So anyways, I'm spending a lot of money on fucking opiates on this block. So much so that I can go to each gang faction and get fronted. I could get fronted work. And so after a while, when you have a habit and you're doing it every single day, and these, if you're doing Suboxone, at this time they were like $400 a strip. I've seen them at 75. I've been there when they were 50. I was there before the strips were even there. I remember when those first came in, that they couldn't even test for them. I remember the whole thing. I was there for the whole thing. So, but by this point, I have a habit, because that's all there is. We're stuck up in this in the Berlin prison. There's like everything's inside. Your canteen's inside. It's the exact opposite of Concord. In Concord, you have to go outside for everything. Doctor's appointments, every chow, anything you got to go outside for. In Berlin, you're only going outside when you go to the yard. So, what was it? Oh yeah, 13 round liner, Mass Pro 2. So I was going around getting shit fronted to me by 4 or 5 different gangs, and then paying them off at the end of the week or whatever deal I made with them, right? Shit sounds loud to me. It would be so much quieter in a pen machine. Why is it so much loud? So is this rap making it louder? Alright, so anyways, I got cool with everybody, like I was saying. And so after I proved, after I was starting to spend so much money, people knew that I had money that was good. And that's almost the worst thing that can happen to you in state prison, is show that your money's good. Because then people will want to give you shit on the cuff, because they know your money's good, and they'd rather get rid of it and have it coming to them instead of getting caught with the shit. So I would get fronted shit by everybody all the time. All the time. And I'd always pay. I put my family and my girlfriend at the time through hell. But, they did whatever they could for me whenever they could. And of course, I took advantage of that. Not on purpose, not trying to, but I was, addicted. I was physically addicted too. It's not really an excuse, it's just the reason. And so I remember this was around tax time. So this one group came up to me and was like, yo, if you promise your tax check to us, we will float you and keep you good every day until your check comes in from taxes. And I'm like, guys, that could be like up to a month out. You know, they're like, that's cool, but if you say it's coming, then it's coming. Like I said, people just wanted that to know that money was coming, and they knew my money was good. So people were constantly coming up to me. So it was around tax time. And so I obviously wasn't going to promise my entire tax check time. It's my people's money, right? But I knew I was going to be able to get some of it. So whatever. I thought what I told myself was I'll just stay within my means. But of course that didn't work out like that. It kept going up and up and up, and every day I'd be getting quarters and halves and fucking... You know, I was able to get basically any amount for a month long. And then I have an excuse for at the end of that month for why I need another month, and so on and so forth. So I finally find out that I'm not going to be able to cover it, and that it was way too much money that I owed. I figured it out, and I didn't tell anybody when I figured it out, right? Like, fucking, that's the last thing you want to go around and say. You want to try to figure it out first. You don't want to go up and say you're beat, because then you're just going to get your fucking ass whooping bad right then. And so it's pushing this fucking 13-round liner so smoothly. I don't like the noise it's making, but I don't really care. I don't feel it at all. These cartridges do spray ink though, that's for sure. So I'm not even going to say how much money it was. One, I don't remember the exact amount, but it was a fucking shitload. And I couldn't pay, so I had to just keep putting them off, and then giving them a little bit at a time so I didn't get my ass kicked. A little bit at a time, And then my money supply ran out completely. And when that hit me, that was a very rough night. Because I didn't tell anybody, so everybody thinks everything's good still. But I know in my head that I'm totally fucking... A whole bunch of gang members aren't getting paid. I'm fucking screwed. So, you know, finally the excuses started running out, and they were getting pissed off. Several, this is multiple gangs I owed different amounts of money to. And so the only reason why I hadn't been smashed off at that point because they had respect for each other. I mean, one, they want their money, but if one group jumps me for the money, then every other group gets beat too. So you can't really make that decision as a whole on the block. When somebody owes multiple groups, you know, both groups got to get together and figure out what they want to do to get their money. So I could tell they kept coming to my room. I'd be coming out less, nervous as fuck, scared as fuck every day, looking out the corner. They'd come in, I'd come in with some like new excuse, and then I could see it on their faces that they were getting sick of it. And one day on the phone, all the cells are on one side and the phones are on the wall on the other side of the block. That's how it was set up, right? So when you're on the phone, if you're facing the phone, your back is to the whole block. Your face is right against the wall, so you can't see nothing. And so you're really lacking if you're not facing the other way around, right? So, of course, I was on the phone with my old lady, having a bad conversation, so I was crouched up against the wall like a lot of guys do when you get into conversations like that, right? So that's usually pretty abnormal for me, really. Normally, no matter what kind of conversation I'm having on the phone, I like to be aware of what's around me. Because like I said, all you got to do is turn around. You can see the entire block. You can see every cell. You can see everything that's going on. Especially if somebody's fucking approaching you. Hello. Anyway, I'm on the phone, having a bad conversation, so I'm not facing the block like I normally am. Not just to watch my back, but I want to see, like, when shit goes down, like, I want to see it. Just cause. You're bored as fuck in there. I mean, we're doing pieces of Suboxone so fucking small that we're literally putting them in our eyeballs or dissolving them in water in a spoon or a chapstick cap and snorting it. That's what we would do with the strips. That's what, because we think we get a bit like higher that way. Insane. I kept the same little fucking straw. It was a hollowed out pen that I cut. It was like an inch long. But I was doing so much, or at least I was doing it often enough to where after a couple weeks or a few weeks, I could literally scrape that thing and get like high all day. And let me preface by, when I say get high, once you have a habit, once you're physically dependent, especially on the small amount that we were doing, there is no getting high. It's not getting high. We don't get high. We don't nod out. We don't get all itchy. None of that. It's just to stay well. It's because we're sick in the fucking morning if we don't have it. Literally. And so, getting ourselves back to normal is so fucking exciting that it almost feels good. You know, we trick ourselves into that we feel good. And to be able to hold a habit is insane, like I said. Ridiculously expensive, and you need it every single day, and you're already in prison. Like, what the fuck was I doing? I'm so glad I got my shit together in there eventually, but this was one time that I still didn't learn, even after this. So I was on the phone. I couldn't tell. If I was just turned around, I would have seen things unfolding. So I get off the phone. People are waiting for me. They're looking at me. They saw me just get off the phone. They want to see, everyone's looking at my face. They want to see like how that just went, because they all want to know. Everyone wants their fucking money by now. It's now been like a couple of months. So I'm getting pressed. So I sit down and play cards in the day room, which is something that I hadn't been doing much because, you know, I've just wanted to stay out of the fucking way, figure this fucking money thing out, you know, out of sight, out of mind, right? Wrong. But to a degree, you know, a couple other things did come up that, you know, took the attention off of me. You know, I wasn't the only drug addict there. Plus there was, you know, politic issues and, you know, other issues that become more important than that, and then they get back to it. So it's just impending doom when you're in a situation like that, and you know it's fucking bad. Even if you owe one gang group even half the amount of money that I owed, you're in trouble. Big trouble. You better check in and say you're scared for your life, or be ready to take whatever fucking, be ready to take a definite beating, or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not fucking kidding. So, I've seen it happen a bunch of times, and it happened to me. Only once though. Only one time did I let a deck get this out of control. So, boom, I sit down to play cards. I hadn't been paying attention to people setting up all around the fucking place. All of a sudden, my room was upstairs on the corner. So that there was only a cell on one side of it, and then a wall on the other side, instead of a cell on both sides, right? So I'm sitting at a table to where I could look right up and see my cell. My cell was right there. I was just downstairs and it was upstairs. So I hear my name get called, and it's someone that I know, talk to every once in a while. They stop by and shoot the shit or whatever. I also know that he's fucking a white kid, brand new to prison, and he's fucking trying to get down with the gangster disciples. This white kid coming in on his first prison bid, not even a long one. I couldn't believe it. So anyways, I still knew that about him, but he was still quiet, decent. He was a good kid. I liked him. He fucking called my name, and I look up and it's him, and he's like, hey man, he's like, can I talk to you for a minute? And I said, hell yeah. And I jumped up from the card table, ran right over to the stairs. Mind you, even I have a habit, so I still have to buy shit and get shit every single day while now being cut off and almost being killed every day, because these people want their fucking, multiple groups want their money, right? So the one dude calls me upstairs. I had a bad feeling, but I didn't have the feeling of what was about to happen, but I had a bad feeling. I had a pit in my stomach. Either way, this kid could swing his hands. I've seen him, and he was good at it. He was tall. He was like 6'5", but like fit, like, I don't know, 6'5" and just cut and fit, right? Not fat. So anyways, we had also just got a bus. They took out a bunch of gang members and then brought in a bunch of new ones. Same gangs, just different guys, right? Not everybody, just a lot. So anyways, I'm fucking hopscotching in my room like fucking nothing's wrong. I got a quarter of Suboxone in my fucking mouth, wrapped up, because that's where you keep it. I told you guys why. Anyways, check out my earlier videos if you don't know why. I explain it. So hey, these guys were still giving it to me. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm physically addicted, and you're coming up to my fucking face with it, giving me time and fucking basically making me take the shit. I'm sitting there physically ill. I'm gonna take the shit, right? Anyway, so I'm bugging for like days, because I knew for days before this happened that I wasn't going to be able to pay, but I wanted to be able to maybe try to figure something out before I went and said I'm not going to be able to pay, because you can't say I can't pay when it comes to this kind of dollar amount. That's just not an option. So, and it, like I said, it wasn't it wasn't one group, it wasn't two, it wasn't three, it was 4 gangs owing drug money too. I have a drug debt too. Real fucking good, real smart. Don't go to fucking jail, don't do drugs, guys. I'm telling you, it'll take over your whole fucking life. Even once you get locked up, there's more drugs in jail, and you're still gonna do whatever it takes to come up with it. So, enough time went by. All the fucking lies I could have told have been told. All the extensions. Everybody in the world has gotten their taxes, except for me. So I can just feel my time coming up. Less and less people are talking to me. I can just feel it, because I owe everybody. And it's my fucking fault. I got ahead of myself. Fucking being stupid. So, I go up, like I said, dude calls me up to my room. I go up there like nothing's wrong. I walk in myself first. He walks in behind me, and I walk in first, like I said, and this fucking dude, like I said, the new bus came, and this dude was another gangster disciple. He was actually like a full-fledged member, and like known to be a fucking problem. And like, he was the one I was worried about the most, or the only one I was worried about having a problem with out of all the people that came. Because this dude is the kind of dude that just causes problems. He'll make a problem, and he did. This is what happened. I walk in, and I see him leaned up against my desk, and I go, "Yo, what up?" And I turn around, and dude follows me in my room and shuts the door. So I get myself out of this I don't want to be, now we're in a closed cell. And I'm in there alone with 2 gang members. And I was in between the 2 of them. And I didn't want that. So immediately I got myself, so my back was against the wall. And the kid that was prospecting, I think this was one of his first missions, because he would have known to stay where he was, because he's the one who gave me my out, or my area. Anyways, I owed this kid's bunkie $25. So this kid that called me up to my room, I owed his bunkie $25, and I'm talking I owed other groups like up to 1,000 and a couple of them. So like this kid comes in on me heavy right off the rip with, "Hey," he's like, "You owe my bunkie $25, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I already had it worked out with his bunkie. So I don't know why he was there with this other fucking dude talking about, all right, whatever. Maybe he's just trying to intimidate me. Whatever. Maybe the kid wants his $25. Whatever. And the thing is I tried to pay this kid back in Suboxone and drugs, which is what he gave me, and he wouldn't take it. He would only take money. And this is right when I hit a money problem. And so, like I said, everybody knew that I had a habit. So one, that they would still serve me. Two, the people that I owed knew that I still had to stay off of E. Otherwise, I was going to get physically ill and end up moving off the block and nobody's getting paid. So, boom, I walk into the cell. That fucking dude who I knew was going to be a problem is in my fucking room. And I turn around and I see the other kid. He comes in my room and shuts the door. So, he goes, "What's up with that $25? You owe my bunkie." I told him, I'm like, "Yo, I already got it worked out with your bunkie. What's your fucking deal, man?" I said, "What is this?" I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" You know? I was nervous as shit, I'm not gonna lie. My grip just died. I was nervous as shit, I'm not gonna lie. So, they end up going, "Well, if you can't pay my bunkie, then what do you got right now?" Because they know that everybody. At this time, I've been on the block for years. Everybody knows everybody. And so they're trying to fucking. So boom, right? So they're like, "All right, so things are going to get bad right now if you don't pay my bunkie." Right? And I'm like, "Okay. Well, I've offered to pay your bunkie in Suboxone several times, and he doesn't want that. It's going to take me an extra minute to get it in cash right now." And he's like, "All right, well, what do you have right now? Because I saw you go to so and so cell." Everybody knows everybody's business. Everybody knows everything, and everybody tells everything. Right? So he's like, "What did you get?" He's like, "Somebody told him that I had gotten a full strip, and I had only gotten like maybe a quarter, half tops. But somebody told him that I was sitting on a strip, a whole one." And I wasn't. I had, I had like just under a quarter. And so he goes, he's like, "What do you got left?" He's like, "What do you got? Give me that." They're trying to be quiet about it, which is mad weird because normally these guys, I think they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. I don't think they were supposed to be coming down on me like that. So what happens is I let them know that, one, I'm not sitting on that kind of fucking, I don't have that much right now. And if I give you anything, it's 100% coming off the money I owe your bunkie. He's like, no. He's like, we're going to take what you have right now and not tell anyone that we robbed you. And that's just it. That's what it came down to. And I was like, guys, I'm like, sorry, but there's no fucking way. I'm like, you're gonna have to put that work in on me, I guess. For real, if you like, cause I'm not a fucking punk. You're not just gonna straight up rob me and not have it come off the debt that I owe your bunkie, which is what you came in here on anyway. You didn't even come in here on no tough guy robbing shit. You like turned it into that because I owe your bunkie $25. Like, what? So right then I knew that it was, that was my time. That was the squad that he sent. And so, I took off, hit the one dude 2-3 times, and then by then the other dude caught me by the side of the head hard, and had me seeing stars, and then they both stomped the fuck out of me. I woke up.
But if you're kicking it with Latinas, there's a very good chance that somebody gonna say
in the infirmary, which is the prison hospital.
Yeah, I got some female
because I had so many wide open wounds.
I'm not
so
hearing no essays talking about even
don't do drugs, kids. Don't go to prison. Shit's no joke. It can happen to anybody. It does. Happens to all of us.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Stay out of trouble. It's not fucking worth it. All right. Kept it at 37 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to hear or see next. I'm going to continue with these patterns, and then I'll have a nice review and unboxing with the machine and cam packs and maybe a couple of different needle brands as well. Plus Peaks Forge new battery grip as well. All right. Ryan Recovery Tattoo out.